How proud are you of being Jewish? Now, I'm asking this question not just because of all the anti-Semitism going on, unfortunately rearing its ugly head again, but because of something that happens in this week's Parsha, something very dramatic. Yaakov has been being chased by Esav. If you remember, Jacob stole the birthright. Yaakov and Esav, is on the warpath. Finally, Esav catches up with Jacob, and Jacob has to face his brother. And he's with all of his wives and children. And the Torah, in a very dramatic fashion, describes how they meet their uncle Esav, meaning Yaakov's sons and his wives. And the Torah tells us, Vatigashna hashvachot, first Bilhah and Zilpah came, V'aldehen, and then their sons came after them, Vatishtachavena, and they bow before Esav. Vatigashgam Leah, then Leah comes with her sons, and they bow before him. And then it says, afterwards, Yosef and Rachel come and bow. Now what's backwards? All of the mothers are all standing in front of their children, except when it talks about Joseph, it says Yosef v'Rachel. Yosef and then his mother Rachel. Now if anybody should have been cowering behind his mom, it should have been Joseph. He was the youngest. And yet all the other brothers are standing behind their mothers when they're meeting, big bad old Esav, Uncle Esav. But Joseph is somehow standing in front. And there are many interpretations, but my favorite is, if you think about it, Joseph was the one who could really stare down Esav, unlike any of the other brothers, because Joseph could successfully demonstrate that he was the answer to the Yaakov-Esav dilemma. You see, until Joseph came on the scene, you're either a spiritual religious personality like Yaakov, the dweller of tents, Ishtam, Yosheva Halim, he sat and studied Torah, the Yeshiva Bachar, or you're an Esav, who the Torah refers to as an Isadeh. He was a man of the field. And until Yosef came on the scene, Esav lay snug in the idea that if you're going to be out there in the world, you can also be a Torah personality. And Yosef proved him wrong. Because Yosef grew up to become what kind of person? Viceroy, second in command only to Pharaoh. In the most technological advanced country and society that existed in those times, Yosef became a big shot out there in the world. And at the same time, he never forgot who he was. He remained a committed, observant Jew. The Torah tells us that he had the Demut Yonko, the sages say this, that he had the image of his father Jacob wherever he went. That's what helped him refuse the sexual advances of the wife of Potiphar and maintain himself as a religious, observant Jew. And he rose to the heights of Egyptian political leadership. We can do the same thing. And the next time we wonder, when we get out there, do we have to shed our Judaism? Or maybe there's anti-Semitism today, or there's some other reason why we feel if we want to get ahead, we have to hide who we are Jewishly. We have to take the yarmulke, put it in the pocket. My friends, keep the yarmulke on your head. We can be out there, unabashedly Jewish, not wearing it on our sleeve or making other people feel badly about their faith system, about their life, but be proud of being Jewish, because Yosef became successful not in spite of him becoming religious, of him being observant. Yosef was successful because he had that value system, because he had God with him wherever he went. And that's my blessing to you. Take Hashem to the workplace. Take him wherever you go. It will make you more successful. Follow the lead and the example of Yosef. And we won't have to choose between being a Jacob, sitting in the tent and studying, and between being an Esav out there in the field. We can truly do both. Shabbat Shalom.